Hey folks, Brendan here with TinkeredGaming, and we are once again back in the Human Resource Machine. We are picking up exactly where we left off. We had just finished up level 20. Excuse me, sorry about that. And now we are back with level 21, and we've got some bonus levels here. So there's still a bunch of levels left, and they're getting pretty complicated. So I don't know how many I'm going to be able to get through in each episode now. Yes, we believe in educating our employees on the job here. Do you know what zero terminated string is? Yes, it's a very old technique and we don't expect you to know. So you may ask me about it if you like, or you may ask an external source. Whatever helps you get the job done. The inbox is filled with zero terminated strings. What's that? Ask me, your boss. Add together all the numbers in each string. When you reach the end of a string marked by 0, put your sum in the outbox, reset, and repeat for each string. Okay, what are my optimization challenges? Use 10 or fewer commands and complete in 72 or fewer steps. Okay, so we know that we're going to need to pull something from the inbox, and we're going to need to copy it to the outbox. Let's think about this for a second. Alright, so we're going to try this, and I have no faith that it's going to work, but what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to pull from the inbox, add what's in this cell, which starts out as 0. Then we're going to copy whatever's in our hand to this cell. And we're going to repeat that until we get to a 0. If it's a 0, we're going to put what we have in our hand into the outbox. That's not going to work. Let's try it just to see. Yep, it's not going to work. Okay. What we need to do here is we need to put here, jump if 0 down to there, and then we need to do a copy from there to the outbox. But I need to put a 0 back in there. Otherwise it's just going to keep adding. Let's see what happens there. Yep, see, now it's going to keep adding, and that's going to give me a wrong answer. Right. Okay, so we need to figure out a way to clear this register. So let's do... it's not what I want to do. Go back. Stop. Okay. Yeah, whatever. We'll do an additional copy to each time. Then we could jump. We'll copy from. All right, if it's a 0, we'll jump down here. We'll copy to 5. Copy from. Oh, nope. Copy from there. I think this is gonna work. Let's see here. Add a 7. Copy there. Add an 8. Copy there. 0. Put a 0 there. Grab that. Put that. Yep. Looks like it's gonna work. Maybe. Oh, I think it's gonna work. Yeah, go little guy, go. It works with these specific inputs, but fails. Yes, I heard give you some inputs that cause your solution to fail so you can see for yourself. Are you gonna give me some inputs? What are the inputs? All right, let's try this again. Put that in 9, but outbox is 0. So what did I do wrong here? Okay. I know what I did wrong. So the input that was causing me to fail is if it started with a 0, because it would do some weird stuff there. So what I need to do is I need to do this. No. I don't know what I need to do. These puzzles are getting hard. Alright, let's put some thought into it. Alright, this is a very inelegant solution, but I think that it just might work. And we are about to find out. Come on, little guy. You can do it. Maybe. Yay! I failed miserably on the option. let me walk through what I did. All right, so I grab from the inbox. If it's a 0, I immediately grab from there. Damn it! I immediately grabbed this 0 and put it into the outbox. But what I needed to do is I needed to add everything. So I grab from the inbox. If it's not a 0, I add a 0 to it, and then I copy it back to that same tile. And then I jump and I do that again each time, adding to it, and then we'll go through this a little bit here. So we're going to add here. No. All right, so we grab that. We're going to add it to the tile, and then copy it to the tile. And then we're going to go back and do the same thing again. So we grab the inbox. We add it to the tile. We copy it to the tile. And we go back and get the inbox again. This time it's a 0, so we're just going to copy from and then go to the outbox. But now the problem that I was running into is I need to clear that counter variable. So now it's going to decrement if it's a positive number or increment if it's a negative number until it gets a 0. Very inelegant solution. As you can see, it took a lot more... How do I get out of here? I've already done this. Do I have to do it again? There we go. It took a lot more cycles than it should have, but it worked, so that's all that matters, right? To reduce our carbon footprint, management is requesting the smallest numbers only. This is a public relations exercise. Results are going straight to the landfill. For each 0 terminated string in the inbox, send to the outbox only the smallest number that you've seen in the string. You will never be given an empty string. Reset and repeat for each string. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna suck. Well, the very first thing we always have to do is you have to pull from the inbox. We know that. Now the rest of it is gonna take a little bit of thought. All right, so I got it, and it is ugly as hell. So the first thing I do is I grab from the inbox and I copy to 0. We'll name this one. Oh, I forgot. First, and this one, second. So I copy to second and first. I grab from the inbox. If it's 0, that means that I've terminated. It's super confusing. If it's a 0, that means I've terminated. So I grab from the second slot, put it in the outbox, and then I jump back up and I start all over again. If it's not a 0, I copy to the second slot, subtract the first slot. If that's not a negative, then I copy from the first slot to the second. Oh my god, I'm getting confused just thinking about it. We're gonna walk through it real slow. All right, so first thing I grab, I put in these first 2 things right here. Okay, then I throw it away. I'm gonna grab the next one, and then I need to compare. So what I do is I copy it there. That's my temporary variable. Then I'm gonna subtract the first one and see if that's a positive number. Then I know that the one on the floor in the first spot is smaller than the one in my hand. So what I do then is I grab the one in the first slot and I copy it back to my temporary variable because that's my lowest number variable. So then I'm going to grab the next one from the inbox and do the same thing. I'm going to subtract, or I'm going to copy it to the second. That's my temporary variable. I'm going to subtract the first from it. If that's a negative number, I know that the one on the floor is bigger than the one in my hand. So then I grab from the second variable, which was smaller, copy it back to the first, repeat the process over and over and over again. Like I said, if it's a 0, I just grab whatever's in the temporary variable, my holder variable, and I shove it in the outbox. And I do this over and over and over and over and over again, sorting each and every time. And it works. It's inelegant. It's very ugly. I'm sure there's 100 times better ways to do it. So you can see I used 17 commands and I hit 96 steps as opposed to 13 and 75, but it works, and that's the big thing. So let's do cumulative countdown. What is the purpose of this assignment? I think it's something about calculating the volume beneath staircases. We have to put the intern somewhere. For each thing in the inbox, outbox the sum of itself plus all numbers down to 0. For example, if inbox is 3, outbox should be 6 because 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. Okay, so we want to grab from the inbox, and the first thing we want to do is we want to copy it to there. And then we want to okay, no, we don't want to do that. Alright, so we're going to grab it and we're going to copy it to here. That's going to hold it. This is going to be This is going to be I for index. That's a terrible I. Let's redo that. We're just going to call it I for index. This is going to be what we use to count up to. So we know that we're going to need to bump. We're going to need to bump I every time we subtract. Yeah, this is gonna get really messy. What are my commands here? Optimization challenges. 12 fewer commands, 82 or fewer steps. Let's think. Okay, so this one wasn't too bad. I actually managed to figure it out. So let's walk through it right here. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab from the inbox, and we're gonna copy it to two variables. We're gonna call them X and Y. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's label these X and Y. All right, so we grab the first thing, we copy it to X and Y, then we bump Y down, we add that to X, and we copy back to X, and then we repeat that, bump Y down, add to X, copy back to X, bump Y down, add to X, copy back to X, until when we bump Y down, we get a 0. Then we just grab from X, put it in the outbox, and start over. So what this does is it lets me iterate through each time adding and adding and adding and adding until we get our output. And it actually worked very well. It worked so well, in fact, that I managed to hit both the size and the speed challenge. So bravo. The last two were colossal failures, but this one actually turned out quite well. So let's try the Fibonacci visitor. Fibonacci's a fun one. This back hallway is for advanced employees only. Are you sure you want to be here? These night shift assignments are all optional, you know, and they are difficult. Need to ask for help? I'll be here looking through these catalogs for a golden spiral. Alright, for each thing in the outbox, send to the outbox the full Fibonacci sequence up to but not exceeding that value. For example, if the inbox is 10, the outbox should be 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. What's Fibonacci sequence? Ask your boss or a friendly search boss. Fibonacci sequence, for those of you who don't know, is a number that is the sum of the previous two numbers before it. So, as you can see, it's getting written down here. You got 1 and 1, and then 2 is the sum of 1 and 1. 3 is the sum of 2 and 1. 5 is the sum of 3 and 2, so on and so forth and so on and so forth. So, I think I have an idea of how to do this. Let's see if I can figure it out, though. Alright, so I figured it out, and it's messy, but it works, and it gets me the challenges. So, let's walk through it real quick. First thing we do is we're going to copy to a hold variable. This is the variable that I need to check against. Then we are going to copy the 0 to a couple places. We're going to copy it to A and B, and then we're going to bump it up on B, and put that in the outbox. Then we're going to grab B, copy it to C. Then we are going to add A to it, and then copy that to B. Then we're going to grab the 7, and we're going to do our check against B. Since it's not negative, we're going to grab our C, copy it to A, grab B, put it in there. So basically all this is, guys, is this is a shift register. I'm adding things together and I'm shifting it slowly down the register while still checking against that 7 right there. So as little dude goes along here, you can see that the number just shifts down. Just keeps shifting down. C is sort of a temporary variable, and B and A are my shift register. So I'm using C to hold the value while I add A and B and then shift it all and stuff like that. It's really confusing. And it's taking me quite a while to figure it out, let me tell you. But it actually satisfies all the criteria, and it gets me both the step challenge and the speed challenge. So I'm pretty happy about this one. Like I said, it took me quite a while to get to it, though. So let's go to the next one, just because we can. Mod module. How many hours of work can you fit in one day? Not enough. It's always a sad reminder of unworked hours. Good thing we have those optional night shifts to cram in more. For each 2 things in the inbox, outbox the remainder that would result if you had divided the first by the second. Don't worry, you don't actually have to divide, and don't worry about negative numbers for now. Okay, so the remainder if I had divided the first by the second. Let's think. So I know I'm going to need to grab from the inbox, and then I'm going to copy it there. And then I'm going to grab from the inbox, and I'm going to copy it there. Then I need to get the remainder if I divided the first by the second. So right away I'm going to need to grab the first. Alright, so this one didn't take me nearly as long to figure out, but I didn't hit my optimization challenges. So we're going to walk through it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab this and we're going to copy it to, you know what, let's label these for easy reference. We got X, Y, and Z. Alright, anyway, we're going to grab the first items and copy it to X and Z. We're going to grab the second and copy it to Y. So we've got X and Y being our first and second values. We need to grab our first. We're going to subtract the second from it. And then we're going to, if that was negative, what I would do is I would copy the value from Z and drop it into the out box. If it's not negative, we're going to just keep subtracting, or excuse me, we're going to copy the value in our hand to Z, and then we're going to subtract again there. So if you notice now I have -1, which means that that subtraction doesn't work, because after all, division is just a bunch of subtractions. Since that doesn't work, we're going to discard that, grab what was in our remainder column of Z, put it in the outbox. And you'll see that this works for any number. There isn't going to be a remainder there, so there's going to put a 0. But there's going to be a big remainder there, since 8 won't divide into 3 without going negative. So all in all, it works. Like I said, it's a little bit messy, as most of these codes have been, and it doesn't quite meet the challenges. I'm pretty sure I could actually get this one fairly easily. Get those challenges if I put a little bit more time into it and a little bit more thought into it. But I'm trying to get a couple more of these cranked out before the end of the episode. Remember the last time when I told you you didn't need to divide? Well, now you get to. Reach 2 things in the inbox. How many times does the second fully fit into the first? Don't worry about negative numbers. Divide by zeros or remainders. Self-improvement tip, this might be a good time to practice copying and pasting from previous assignments. Well, how do I get to the previous assignment? I wanna go back. Let's try that. Let's copy. Okay, and then we'll go back to the elevator. We'll go here. And we will paste. Alright, so that's my divide function. What's our optimization challenge? It's 15 or fewer commands, 76 or fewer steps. So every time that we subtract and it's not negative, I want to bump that up. If it is negative, we're going to I need a way to reset that to 0. So first thing we want to do is copy from there, copy to there maybe. We're going to bump that. And then if it is negative, we're going to come down here and we're going to copy from there. Yeah, let's try it out. Just see what happens. Well, that didn't work at all. Okay, let's debug it. So we got a 7 and we got a 3. Sub Y. I know what I did wrong. I need to put this bump down there. Let's try that. See if that works any better. Nope. Expect a 3 outbox to 1. Okay, so let's look here. We got 7 divided by 2. Alright, the bump is getting in the way is what's happening. So after I bump, I need to have another copy from Z. See if that works. Okay, that worked. Put the 2, but I outboxed a 5. Alright, what did I mess up here? Step through it. Actually, we'll just run it till it fails, and then we'll step backwards into it, because that'll be a little bit easier there. Ah. I know exactly what I did. We are going to bump this one, and then copy from this one. Let's try that. See if that works any better. Run, little guy, run! Okay. Perfect. I didn't hit my size challenges, but I got the challenge done. It's exactly the same thing as last time, only I'm adding some increments in there and I'm keeping track of it there. So that one's pretty easy to follow around. Let's do 3 sword. That sounds interesting. Yes, we rank all our employees here from worst performing all the way up to best performing. What? Where do you rank? Let's give it some thought while we complete this assignment. For each 3 things in the inbox, send them to the outbox in order from smallest to largest. Why do I already have this in my... Okay, so I can't take that out if I really wanted to. 34 fewer commands. Oh my god. All right, this one might take a little bit of time. All right, we're back, and I'm not even going to try to explain this one, guys, because it is confusing as hell even for me. But it works. And that's all that really matters. This one took me a very, very long time to figure out. I've been working on this probably for 30 minutes straight. But I finally got it and it works. It's not the most efficient code by far, by any stretch of the imagination. I do a lot of moving numbers around before I can compare them and stuff. But I did hit my size challenge. I just didn't hit my speed challenge. So all in all, not too bad. We got that knocked out of the way. Midnight Petroleum. It's time for another break. World looks kind of fucked up now. Is something gonna happen? See the moon rising back there. Well, that's not good. The world's being taken over by robots. That sounds very, very bad. What is happening? Okay then, that was interesting. So we have still got quite a few floors left to go, but that being said, I'm going to leave this episode here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit the like button below and drop a comment in the comment section if you want to chat. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and as always, until the next video, stay heavy, brothers.